Hello, beautiful, and welcome to Mondays with Maury, with me, Maury Ovington of Morph, Transform Your Reality, where I help women mainly step out of trauma and reclaim their power. If this is the first time you're watching me live, welcome to my world. I'm so honored that you're here. And if you've been in my community for a while, then say hi, drop some love. It always makes me feel good to know that you guys are watching and this is a contribution to you, and that maybe what I'm saying opens a door to something that you haven't thought about before, to something that is sparking an interest in you to create something different in your life. So if you've been following me for a while, today was like crazy hair day over here. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I haven't really gone live this last month. There's been a lot of changes in my business. There's been a lot of changes in my life, and it's just been a roller coaster with the holidays and the New Year's and losing my grandma earlier in December. It's just been kind of a crazy month for me, and it feels almost like a full circle. So my grandma passed away, like I said, earlier in December, and it kind of put me in this place of grief and sadness and having to let go of someone I really loved. And it also brought up a lot of stuff for me from my childhood about losing my father. And so I was really riding these waves of emotions while raising my 3 kids and being a mom and being a business owner and having the holidays and looking at the new year in terms of what do I choose, what do I desire to manifest and create now in 2024, knowing where the world is going, knowing that things are happening, and there's a lot of turmoil and there's a lot of transition and there's a lot of change that's coming, not just to me, but also to our planet, also to you. And noticing for a lot of my clients, how many things are shifting and showing up. It's almost like we are in fast speed and we are being urged and pushed to up-level our consciousness, to up-level our energy, to up-level our kindness and lovingness to ourselves. And it seems like if we don't choose to do that, the universe is going to push us and nudge us into doing those things, doing more self-care, doing more soul care, tuning in more inward and healing the inward so we can heal the outward. I truly believe that our inner world reflects on our outer world. And so if we have the turmoil inside, if we have the anger, the frustration, the confusion, the anxiety, the depression inside of us, and we are putting it out into the world, we are actually creating that in our planet. We're creating it in our home. We're creating it in our families. And what I try to do in these sessions is to bring awareness to you where you are stepping out of your power and the power of who you are. And I want to share with you a story about this weekend. So one of my most dearest friends turned 40 this year. And we took her on a surprise girlfriend trip to Vegas. And it was 9 of us girls, and it was an amazing trip, and we had a blast. But I love sitting by the window. It's one of my favorite things when you fly. But we all flew like super cheap. It's only a 2-hour flight from here, from Portland. And so we booked a cheap flight where we don't like get to pick your seats, or you don't want to upgrade to choose for 2 hours. But I asked the universe, give me a window seat, please. As I do with my manifestation and talking to the universe since I was pretty young. And when I did my check-in, I booked my flight and I got a middle seat. And I was like, really, universe? That's not what I asked for. But in my heart, I knew like, I'm going to be taken care of. It's going to be fine. It's going to work out. It's going to be great. Whatever happens, it's going to be great. And so here we go, boarding the plane. And I get to my seat, and there's a lady sitting by the window, and she says to me, do you mind sitting by the window? I'm really scared to sit next to the window. I don't like flying. And I was like, yes, of course. I would love to sit next to the window. And it was the funniest thing. The seat that I was supposed to be in the middle seat. So I sat in the window, and she sat in the middle, but nobody sat in that aisle seat. So she actually ended up moving, switching with my friend, and it was the best seat ever. And so this is just one example on how I use manifestation. But what I realized is that a lot of people do manifestation in very different ways. And we all have our ways to kind of look at things and create them, right? There's people that do vision boards, and I used to love doing vision boards. There's people that make lists of all their resolutions and their goals and what they desire to create and how they want it to look like. But when I was doing those New Year's resolutions for myself, it always seems like when I went back, a year later and went over my resolutions, nothing really changed. Nothing really happened. Yes, I evolved, but the things I really wanted weren't showing up. And so I knew I had to make a change. And the last couple of years, I've been doing a very different process with my New Year's resolutions. I don't call them that anymore. I call them targets. And I'm doing something very different. And I thought it would be really cool to share with you this because it has changed completely for what is showing up for me. So when I'm looking back at my year from previous, it's amazing the shifts. It's amazing what's actually showing up. It's amazing how everything I asked for is actually here and coming and in fruition and showing up for me. And it really showed me that I do things very differently than other people. And I want to share this with you. So I've decided to create a completely free class. It's called Manifest 2024. We're going to do it on Thursday, this Thursday, January 11 at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to come join me and come play, it's going to be in my Facebook group, and I would love and on Zoom. So if you don't feel like joining in the group, you can do Zoom, and I would love to have you. I would love to share with you my secrets on how I manifest and how I create my year. And what are the order of the things that I do and how I just play with the energy, because I truly believe that when we play with the energy and we're not so serious, we actually open the door for magic to show up. If we don't have to be in control of everything, if we don't have to know everything right away, if we could just trust, it's amazing what shows up. So if you want to try something different, if you want to come play with me, if you want to come experience some of the magic that energy world and energetics can bring to your life, I truly would love for you to come play with me on Thursday and see what can show up for you. And if you feel like it's better to bring a friend and to have someone holding you accountable, please feel free to share with them and bring them too, so we can have a big manifestation party. The more of us that come together and can envision together a better world, a better future, a better outcome, a better livelihood. I don't think that's the right way to say it, but livelihood, right? The more of us that can envision stopping the struggle and actually thriving and actually living from intention, the more of us will create that. And when even a small amount of people make a change, it affects the collective. Okay? And so I invite you to come play with me and create a collective that will expand beyond just our group. Something that will expand to the rest of the world and contribute to everybody that you know. So if this sounds like something that you want to be a part of and that you want to create with me, I would love to have you there. Like I said, it's going to be on Thursday. There's going to be links in all the different places. I would love to see you there. Come join me, and what else is possible for us now for 2024. I'll see you next Monday. Bye.